Hey there, and welcome once more to O3 Schools class. Okay, today we're looking at the mechanism of digestion in mammals, and our major focus is man. Okay, do not forget that this tutorial is brought to you, as always, by the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice app. It is for students who have made a personal decision to pass their exam at once. Okay, if you are writing JAMB once or twice, it's not my problem. If you are writing for the first time, it's not also my problem. My major concern is that as you choose O3 Schools, this will be the very last JAMB you will ever write. Okay, so please ensure you take the app seriously and take our lectures seriously. Before we talk about the app, let us see a question from the JAMB app by O3 Schools. This is a 2005 question, number 15, as it is being displayed to you right now. It says, use the diagram below to answer the question that follows. I can see the diagram, obviously. So they say the part labeled IV represents the A says colon, B says ileum, C says cecum. Okay, it's not cacum or cecum. Okay, it's actually pronounced cecum. Okay, that is your cecum. All right, so ensure you take note of that. Then, of course, we now have what the D, option D, say duodenum. All right, so we'll come back to this question to answer it, as well as many other questions that we have searched using the question search feature on the O3 Schools JAMB CBT practice app. Because at O3 Schools, we believe in teaching you first. Let us give you value. After you have been taught, answering questions will be the least of your problem, especially if you have been studying with O3 Schools. All right, please download the application. It has all the past questions you need for all your subjects. So you don't need to go and buy past questions anywhere, and it even saves you the cost of buying past questions, paper past questions, which have become very expensive right now. Then what's more is that there's the question search feature that can use to search for questions, just like as we did with this what question. As well, there are also what other wonderful challenges like the classroom features. Okay, the classroom feature has lecture note structured according to the JAMB syllabus. All right, thereby you no need to read astray. Then also we also have what the mock challenge. This is a challenge that will conduct for all students that are writing JAMB for a particular year. They come to the app every Saturday morning by 10 a.m. to compete with each other to win amazing prizes weekly. Aside from the prizes, you get it to JAMB past questions in the challenge, JAMB likely exam questions, as well as all the modalities and methods that JAMB uses to deceive students by setting questions. All right, and also after each mock challenge, you will see what your results released, just like JAMB. Okay, thereby what you will be able to track your progress of preparation for the main JAMB exam. All right, so please, all these wonderful features and many more features on the application for just a small fee of activation, which is not up to the price of rice and chicken in a good restaurant. In fact, the price of a turkey right now in the restaurant is more expensive than the activation fee. So it's now left for you whether you place turkey above what your studies and your future. All right, so please ensure you activate the app and start practicing now. So now let us go to the board. Let's talk about the mechanism of digestion. If you were in the last class, this will be like a sort of revision to you also, and then we'll learn what new stuff also. So please ensure you pay rapt attention. If you have not watched the previous class, please ensure you go back to that class, watch it, and come back to join us. So the mechanism of digestion. So the digestion process, as it begins from the mouth and ends in the anus, okay, the whole of the alimentary canal, okay, and the gastrointestinal tract, okay, begins from the mouth, ends in the anus. All right, there are 5 major processes that occur during that digestion processes, during the utilization of the nutrients, okay, that has we've gotten from the food we have taken into the mouth. Okay, there are 5 major processes, which include, the first one is of course, ingestion. Okay, we looked at this in the last class, ingestion. So the food has to be taken in. You have to ingest the food. You have to take the food into your body, put it through the mouth. It's through the nose. Those of you that eat through the nose, I don't know about that, but of course you put the food in your mouth. That is the first stage. That is the ingestion stage. Then the digestion process begins. Okay, the digestion process then begins. All right, so after the digestion process, then we'll now talk about number 3, that's the absorption process. Okay, that is the uptake of the nutrients that have been gotten through or the digestion process, okay, into the bloodstream or the blood vessels, okay, so that the blood vessels can rather transport them to different parts of the body. Okay, then of course that's absorption. Then what? Assimilation. Okay, this assimilation, okay, assimilation, all right, is what? The process whereby what? You utilize what? Those nutrients, okay, in your body, that like your muscles and your brain will now use them for various activities, and different parts of your body also utilize this energy. Then that takes us to the last part, number 5, which is definitely called what? Egestion. Okay, so when we take in food, not all of this food is what is digested. Okay, there are some that are what? Not what digested. So those ones are what? Are taking what? Through to the what? To the rectum, okay, and then will pass through the anus, all right, in the process that we call defecation. Okay, so we'll look at all of these processes from the ingestion stage to the digestion stage to the absorption stage to the assimilation stage and the egestion state, and then we'll fully understand the mechanism of what? Of digestion in mammals, and we can boldly say anywhere that any question that is being asked of you as it relates to digestion in mammals, you can answer it with the whole of your chest. You know, get how they want to say that I go now. All right, that is the goal. Okay, I want you to study, to read, and build your confidence. The only place confidence comes from is from study. All right, so please, you cannot be watching this video and all the efforts we are putting into this video, and you cannot click on the like button. That is wickedness. So if you say in our family, we know the like video, not the like. Please click on the like button. Liking the video will make other students easily find this video. Abi, you know what made a pass. Please also share, click on this. In fact, you must share. So long you are watching this video, you must click on the share button. Share on Facebook, share on WhatsApp, share on any social media platform, to your friends, to your class group. Let everybody learn and succeed. Okay, success should not be for only you. All right, please join us, help us to grow also. So now let us begin from the first stage, which is the ingestion state. Okay, obviously, the ingestion stage, all right, it has to do with what? With the mouth. Okay, and you know that inside the mouth, all right, okay, what do we have? We have tongue. We have what? The tongue, right? Then we have what? Teeth. Okay, I think I should even measure the teeth first. We have the tongue, we have the teeth. Then we have what? Saliva also. Okay, we have the saliva. All right, so inside the mouth, we have what? All of these. Okay, so this is the first stage. So when you take in food, your teeth will first of all what? Crush the food. Okay, so as it's crushing the food, what will the tongue be doing? The tongue is the organ for taste. Tongue is the organ for taste. Okay, we say it's a fleshy, muscular organ. Okay, that is located at the back of the mouth. For what? For taste. The organ of what? Of taste. It enables us to taste what? Food. All right. So that is what? The tongue. The tongue is the organ for taste. And what does the tongue help us to do? So as you are chewing the food, the tongue will help what? Move the food around the mouth. It's because of the tongue able to move the food to this side, to the top, to this side, and so on and so forth. It enables what? To move the food around the mouth. Then enables what? To also what? Mix it with saliva. Okay, it's also what? Mixes the food, mixes with what? With saliva. Okay, so this tongue also has what we call specialized structures. It has specialized structures. I will know specialized structures that is known as the taste buds. Okay, which enables us to taste. Okay, so now the tongue will move the food around the mouth, mix it with saliva. Okay, and then what? Be able to what? Push it to the what? To the next part of what? Or the digestive system, okay, or of the alimentary canal. Okay, so it has specialized structures known as the taste buds that enables us to what? To taste. Okay, remember that without the tongue also you cannot swallow food. So it also helps to what? To swallow, helps in swallowing. The tongue also what helps in swallowing what food, okay, and it also helps in transporting the food, okay, which is now called what the bolus. Bolus, the food that goes through the alimentary canal is called what the bolus, okay. So the chewed food plus saliva, okay, forms a lump. The chewed food, all right, then plus saliva, okay, forms what? A lump. It forms a lump. That is called the bolus. It forms a lump that is called the what? The bolus, okay, as I've written here. All right, it is the bolus that goes through the alimentary canal. So please take note of that. So the chewed food plus the saliva forms a lump called the bolus. All right. So that is what the function for the tongue. So the tongue performs a lot of function. It's not part of the alimentary canal, obviously, but of course, it's an ancestry organ. Okay. So it helps in the digestion process. All right. So now, the saliva, we'll talk about the teeth. The teeth will crush the food, okay? We chew the food, the teeth, the tongue. We have seen all of this function for the tongue, okay? What about the saliva now? So the saliva also contains specialized structures known as the salivary gland. The saliva has specialized structures that are known as what now? As the salivary gland. Okay, and of course, this salivary gland, all right, there are about 3 pairs of this salivary gland in the mouth. Okay, 3 pairs of salivary gland in the mouth. There's one below your ear here, around here. There's one below the ear. One is below the ear. Okay, also there's one below the lower jaw. Okay, there's one below the lower jaw, and also there's another salivary gland below the tongue. Okay, there's another one below the tongue. Okay, so we have salivary glands, about 3 pairs of salivary glands in the mouth. There's one below the ear, there's one below the in the lower jaw, and there's one below the tongue. And what are the functions of this salivary gland? Okay, salivary gland to facilitate the breakdown of complex food substances or molecules into simpler forms. Okay, they have to facilitate the breakdown, of complex food substances into simpler form. That is the function of the salivary gland. All right. This salivary gland also contains a chemical or an enzyme. It contains an enzyme called the amylase. Okay, called the amylase. The salivary gland also contains an enzyme called the amylase. You know what an enzyme is. We talked about the enzyme in the last one of the episode before this. Okay, so that's why I said, see, every topic you learn or every episode we do is a precursor to the next one. If you now go and jump that one and did not watch it, it's yourself you are doing. So please, you do not throw away any knowledge when it comes to your education. In fact, that is why 1 + 1 that you were taught in primary school till now is still valid. Abi is not still valid. It's still very much valid. You must hold on to information and you must use them to your advantage. Okay, so we talked about enzyme, one of the episodes, and we said that an enzyme helps to speed up the rate of a chemical reaction, but does not actually he itself does not actually involve in that reaction. Okay, he itself is not usually involved in the reaction, but will just help to speed up the rate of the reaction. Okay, so you see an enzyme like a football coach. You see an enzyme like a football coach in a team. Okay, if I'm a Chelsea fan, as at the point of shooting this video, the coach of Chelsea is Enzo Maresca. Okay, if I'm a Man U fan, the coach of Man U is Ruben Amorim. If you are a Manchester City fan, the coach of Manchester City is Pep Guardiola. Okay, so now all of these coaches that I just mentioned for Man U, Chelsea, and Man City, okay, all of them, do they participate in the football matches that are being played? No. Okay, a football field will only have 11 players, okay, and the coach is not one of them. So, but the coach plays a very vital role in the team. What is his role? He helps to what? To cheer up the team. Okay, when the when the morale is low, he helps to train the team. He sets tactics for the team. Okay, he does everything but play. He does not play. Does not participate in the play. Does not participate in the match. That's what an enzyme is. So an enzyme just only helps to what? To facilitate, helps to what? To speeding up what the rate of a reaction. But he himself is not actually what involved in that reaction. Okay, so this salivary gland, okay, they have what enzyme called what? The amylase. And the amylase is very, very useful in what? In the breakdown of what? The breakdown of what? Of starch, okay, to simple sugars. Okay, it helps in the what? In the breaking down of starch to simple sugars. Okay, it helps to convert starch to what? To simple or sugars. All right. So, for example, if you boil rice, white rice, and then you now, let's say, because you are very hungry, you just carry white rice, just throw in your mouth. Will it really have taste? You know actually what sense the taste. Okay, you know actually taste that what food immediately. But as you begin to chew it, you see that as it's mixing with the saliva, all right, the amylase will be performing its function there. So you're able to now at the point, you now begin to to taste that food. Okay, you now begin to taste the rich taste of the rice. Then of course, at that point, it is the salivary amylase that has taken its course on that food. All right. So as you break down that cooked rice, okay, the salivary amylase, all right, will now take action, and then you now begin to taste it through your taste bud. Okay. So that is how it works. So the salivary amylase is very useful in converting starch to simple sugars. So now, of course, the bolus, which is the food, okay, that is now going through the alimentary canal, the chewed food that is now going through the alimentary canal. Remember, I told you that the chewed food plus saliva forms a lump called the bolus. BOLUS. Okay, so now the bolus will now go to the next part of the gastrointestinal tract, okay, which is obviously the phrenius. From the phrenius, it goes to the esophagus. Then from the esophagus, now it goes into the to the stomach through a process that's called peristalsis. Okay, this peristalsis, I told you, we talked about it in one of the episodes. I'll say this: it's a wave-like involuntary muscular contraction. Okay, that helps to take the food, the food that has been chewed, or the bolus now. Okay, to down the digestive tract, or the gastrointestinal tract, or down the alimentary canal. So now, after this peristalsis movement has happened, it goes to the now? From the mouth to the phrenius to the esophagus, it goes to the stomach. So the next part we're going to be looking at now is the stomach. Okay, so we have looked at the mouth, all right, where ingestion takes place. Okay, and then digestion has already begun actually for some foods like carbohydrates. Okay, so now then it now goes to to the stomach. So I'm going to have stomach. Now the stomach is a muscular J-shaped flattened bag. Okay, it's a muscular J-shaped. Okay, J-shaped flattened bag. As you can see, I'm currently showing you the stomach. Okay, it's a J-shaped flattened bag structure. Okay, it's a J-shaped flattened bag structure, and the inner lining of this stomach produces what we call gastric juices. Okay, produce gastric juices. These gastric juices include, of course, the hydrochloric acid, the mucus, okay, and the digestive enzymes. Okay, so the inner lining of the stomach, okay, produces gastric juices, which include the hydrochloric acid, the mucus, and the digestive enzyme. Obviously, the digestive enzyme is to break complex food substances or molecules into simpler forms. Okay, then of course what is the function of what of the hydrochloric acid here? Okay, the hydrochloric acid, the function of the hydrochloric acid, we have looked at it also. We say it's always to kill microorganisms or what the bacteria that is coming along with what with the bolus. Okay, so as the bolus is going down, as it gets to the stomach, okay, the hydrochloric acid we kill the bacteria present in that bolus. Okay, so now that is the function of what of the hydrochloric acid. So it kills the bacteria, maintains an acidic environment so that the enzymes, okay, can act on the bolus. Okay, so that enzymes can actually act on the bolus. Enzyme like what? Like pepsin. Pepsin is an example of an enzyme, okay, that can act on protein that we take, okay, on the protein that we take and then convert it to simpler forms. All right, that's how we usually say that the digestion of protein usually begins in the stomach, or it happens in the stomach. Okay, so that is the function of the hydrochloric acid. So it's actually an acid, okay, that is produced by a gland, okay, in the stomach. Now, since it's an acid, that means it has propensity to cause damage to our stomach. Okay, so the stomach is not just all about going around saying, I be odeshi, I dey produce acid no go fit do me anything. Odeshi, I dey produce acid no go fit do me anything. The stomach does not sing. Okay, it's not actually happy. Okay, that it has acid in its system. That is why the stomach also protects the system by producing mucus. Okay, this mucus is a slimy, vicious fluid. It's a slimy, vicious fluid, okay, that protects the inner lining. Of the stomach. Okay, please take note of that. So this mucus is actually a slimy, vicious fluid that protects the inner lining of the stomach, so that this hydrochloric acid destroy the stomach. Okay, so that's the function of the mucus, secreted by the mucous membrane. All right, so please take note of that. So that's what happens in the stomach. Then of course the food, or the bolus that is now in the stomach, we stay in the stomach for about, let's say, 3 hours. Okay, let's say 3 to 4 hours. To stay in the stomach for like 3 to 4 hours. Then before it now moves, it is churned, and then it now moves to the next part of the gastrointestinal tract, which is the small intestine. So that will now take us to the small intestine. All right, that will take us to the small intestine. All right. The small intestine. Okay, so the small intestine is divided into 3 major parts. Okay, we have the duodenum. Okay, we have the jejunum. Okay, then we have the ileum. Okay, these are the 3 parts of the small intestine. The duodenum is like the entrance to the small intestine from the stomach. Okay, that is the duodenum is like the entrance of the stomach to the small intestine. Okay, then of course the jejunum is the middle part of the small intestine, while the ileum is the final part, is the end. Okay, the final part of the small intestine. So now, it's also important to know that the small intestine, of course, is a long coiled tube. It's a long coiled tube, all right, or organ, okay, that we said in the last class, about 10 feet long. About 10 feet long, okay? It's a long coiled tube, about 10 feet long. About 10 feet long. Please take note of that, okay? So the small intestine receives secretions, okay, from the liver and the pancreas, okay? It receives secretions from the liver and the pancreas. Okay, it receives secretions from the liver and the pancreas. So just let's say this is the end of the stomach. Let's say this is the stomach. Okay, something like this. Then the end of the stomach like this. Okay, then that leads to the small intestine. All right, like from the duodenum, the first part of the small intestine. Okay, there's pancreas. Pancreas is located behind the stomach or below the stomach. Okay, so now Pancreas and what? Bile, they are present there, okay? And small intestine receives secretion from what? From the pancreas and the what? And the liver. They receive what? Secretions from the pancreas and the liver, all right? Now, what happens? How does this happen? Let's talk about what the liver first of all. Now, the liver is what you see is the liver. Just know that the liver is the largest gland, largest gland in the human body. Please take note of that. They may ask you which of the following is the largest gland in the human body. Know that what the liver is the largest gland in the human body. Okay, so now the liver what secretes what? Bile. It secretes bile, B-I-L-E, which helps in the digestion of fats. Bile helps in the digestion of fats. Okay, please take note of that. So the liver secretes what? Bile, which helps in what? In the digestion of what? Of fat. Okay, but generally it's good to know that what? Fats actually exist as large droplets. They exist as large droplets. Fats exist as large droplets. I'm talking about in terms of size. Okay, so because they exist as large droplets, they cannot be what? Broken down, or cannot be acted on by enzymes. Okay, and before we can now make what? These droplets to be acted upon by enzymes, that means they have to first of all be converted to what? To smaller what? Forms, or what? To simpler what? Or to smaller droplets. Since they are large, enzymes cannot act on them. Okay, so now this is what the bile now does. Bile juice, juice, not like the juice you drink, okay, it's like what? Like a fluid. Okay, bile juice what? Now convert these large droplets of what? Of fats into what? Simpler what? Into simpler what? Into simpler what? Droplets. Let's say they were like this before, the fats were like this before, so they now convert the bile juice, will convert to something like this smaller what? Forms. Okay, so that the enzymes can now what? Act on it. Okay, so that's what the bile what does. That's the function of the bile. Okay, you have to convert what? Fat droplets or large droplets of what? Of fats into what? Simpler what? Droplets or smaller droplets, so that enzymes can act on them. And this bile juice is stored in the gallbladder. Bile juice is stored in the gallbladder. Okay, so I think in the last class we'll talk about accessory organs. Okay, we'll talk about accessory organs, Abi. So we'll say the accessory organs do not actually what? They participate in the digestion process, but they are not actually part of the alimentary canal. Okay, example 9 is what? Is the gallbladder. It's one of the examples. Even the tongue, okay, the liver, all right, it's one, all right. The pancreas is also one. They are accessory organs. They are not actually part of the alimentary canal, but they play a very vital role in the digestion process. Okay, so now let us continue. So the next secretion, okay, apart from the liver is what? Is the pancreas. Okay, so we say the pancreas is located just below the what? The stomach, okay, or behind the stomach, as we have it. And we say that what? The pancreas secretes what? Pancreative juice. Secretes pancreative juice. The pancreas secretes pancreative juice. Okay, we say the pancreas, okay, secretes pancreative juice, okay, which helps in what? In the breakdown, okay, of what? Of carbohydrate, fats, and what? And proteins. Okay, it helps to what? In the breakdown of carbohydrates, okay, fats and proteins. Okay, and if you discover now what's talking about the liver and what? The pancreas, are located at the initial part of what? Of the stomach, that is around the duodenum, all right? So I'm not going to talk about what the jejunum or what? The ileum. Okay, so now this is where what? The pancreas that secretes what? This pancreative juice, okay, they now act on what? On carbohydrate, fat, and what? And proteins. But this is not where the final breakdown happens. Okay, the final breakdown happens at the tail end, or at the end of what? Of the small intestine, which is called the ileum. All right, so the complete breakdown of what? Of all of these substances happens at the end of what? Of the small intestine, called the ileum. Okay, so the inner lining of what? Of the small intestine, okay, produces what we call intestinal juice. Intestinal juice. Intestine, like intestinal juice. Okay, that now heads to what? In the complete breakdown of what? Of this carbohydrate, fat, and proteins. In that case, carbohydrate will be broken down to what? To glucose. For carbohydrates, they'll be broken down to what? To glucose. Okay, then what? Fats will be broken down to what? To fatty acids and what? And glycerols. Fatty acids plus glycerol. And then what? Proteins will be broken down to what? Amino acids. Okay, so that is where what? The final breakdown happens at the later part of what? Of the small intestine, at the ileum. Okay, so that is where what? The final breakdown what happens. It does not happen at the initial part, okay, where the pancreas and the liver were making secretion. Okay, so it happens at the end of what? Of the small intestine. So please take note of what? Of that. Now, also the small intestines, we have talked about ingestion, okay, the mouth, I talked about digestion, okay, and this is where the small intestine is where digestion ends. The small intestine, take note, because that's the very, very dicey question that you can be asked, okay. The digestion process ends in the way digestion ends in the small intestine. Take note of that. That is where the digestion what ends. So now we have talked about ingestion, we talked about digestion. Then we're talking about what? Absorption. Okay, and we say absorption is what? Is the uptake of the what? Nutrients. Okay, that is from the nutrients that have been what? Gotten from the digested food. The uptake of those nutrients, all right, to the what? To the blood vessels. Okay, or to the bloodstream is what we call what? The absorption. Absorption. All right, it's what we call absorption. The uptake of what? Of those nutrients to what? To the what? To the blood stream is called what? Absorption. And the small intestine also plays a very vital role when it comes to what? To the absorption of what? Of what? Nutrients. All right. So also the inner lining of the stomach. The inner lining of the stomach is rich, okay? It is rich in blood vessels, okay? And it is made up of finger-like projections, okay? The inner lining of the small intestine is made up of finger-like projections. Finger-like projections, okay? Known as what? The villi, okay? V-I-L-L-I. V-I-L-L-I, okay? And these villi, they are very rich in blood vessels. They are very rich in blood vessels. Okay, so what this villi will do, okay, what these blood vessels that are present in this villi will do, will absorb the nutrients and then take them to what? Different part of the body, okay, and that will now lead us from absorption to what now? To assimilation. Assimilation is where what? The nutrients that are now utilized by different parts of the body, like the muscles, like the brain, and the likes, okay, and what? Different parts of the body, okay, that is what the assimilation. So it's the villi that are rich in blood vessels that will absorb the nutrients, okay, and then take them to what? Different part of what? Of the body, okay, like the muscles and the brain, where what? They are now what? Absorbed and what? And used. Okay, I forgot to tell you something. There's a term I forgot to talk about, which is the emulsification. Emulsification of fat. Please take note of this word term, all right? You will encounter it in your JAMB past question. Emulsification of fat. We'll talk about what? The fact that what? That fats, okay, large droplets of what? Of fat are what? Are broken down what? Into smaller what? Droplets, so that enzymes can act on them. That process is called emulsification, okay? Process where large droplets of or large what? Droplets of what? Of fats, F-A-T-S, are broken down into smaller droplets so that enzyme can act on them. It's called emulsification. We'll talk about it. So please take the video back, watch it, and then what? Get full understanding. All right. So now, that is that. All right. So we'll talk about this one. We'll talk about what? Liver and what? And the bile. Okay. We say bile helps in the digestion of what? Of fats. And we say that the fats, they are what? Actually large droplets. They are large droplets. And because they are large droplets, they cannot be what? Acted upon by enzymes. So they have to be broken down into smaller droplets so that enzymes can act on them. That process is called emulsification. So we're talking about what? Assimilation. All right. And that means what? We are getting to the what? To the end. All right. So now once you take food, And once you eat food, it's not everything that is digested. There are also some undigested food substances that will remain at the end of the digestion process. Okay, so all those undigested food are now moved to the last part, the last part of the digestive system called the large intestine. They are now taken to the last part of the digestive system that is called or known as what? The large intestine. All right. So it is in this large intestine. The large intestine will perform what? A final analysis. It's just like you go to your wardrobe, then you say, I have some old clothes. Let me give them to my junior one. So you now bring out, you now check your wardrobe, make arrange everything. And then you now brought out some clothes that you are supposed to give out to your junior ones. But after you have finished arranging them, okay, you now say, in fact, let me do a final check on this thing, whether there are still some that I can still use. Let me not go and dash clothes out. Clothes are very expensive. Okay, so when you get there, you now saw one that you can be using to clean toilet or clean bathroom. You now see one that you can use as a rag. You see one that you can be wearing at home. You cannot wear it out. Okay, so you now maybe pick like 3 or 4 out and then say, okay, this is many one. No, I can give them out. You get. So that's what the large intestine does. The large intestine, as those undigested food particles come to the large intestine, the large intestine will first of all absorb the water present. Absorb water that is present in those undigested food particles. Okay, as it absorbs the water, all right, what it does next also what absorbs was some salts. It also absorbs some salts. Okay, it absorbs the water present in the undigested food and some salts. The remaining one is now passed to the end of the large intestine. Okay, where you have the rectum. Okay, and then from the rectum it was taken out through the anus. Okay, through the opening called the anus in a process that is called defecation. Defecation. All right. So basically, that is all about the mechanism of the digestive system. I'm sure you have enjoyed yourself wonderfully well. And for any reason, if you do not understand any part, you are free to take the video back, understand it, and come back to the class. Now, let us, because I spent so much time, let us look at the questions from the app, and we are done. 2005, number 15 says the diagram, okay, that is we're giving the stomach, and then of course the end there, that is the end of the stomach, okay, that is leading to the small intestine. That means that beginning cannot be cannot be colon, cannot be ileum. Ileum is the end of the small intestine, okay, it cannot be cecum, okay, it's definitely duodenum. That is the first part, that is the entrance to the to the small intestine. All right, so IV there is duodenum. Let's see. 2004, number 14. They say the breakdown of fats and oils into simpler absorbable compounds is catalyzed by the group of enzymes called lipases. Okay, we have talked about that in a previous episode, so we're not going to look at it again. If you like, don't go down, don't watch. All right, be doing yourself. Then biology 2023, number 23. 2023, number 23. So what is the primary function of the pancreas in the human body? Okay, what does it do? It secretes pancreatic juice, okay, which now helps in the production of of digestive enzymes. Okay, so that is the function of the pancreas in the human body. Okay, secrete pancreatic juice, which helps in the digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. All right, so now let us see 20, okay, we have seen 2005. Let us see 2002, number 37. 2002, number 37. We say the organ located within the duodenal loop in the mammal is obviously, I told you, okay, after the stomach, okay, we now have the duodenum, okay, which is the entrance to the small intestine. And at that first initial part, okay, of the small intestine, okay, we have pancreas, okay, also have we have pancreas there, all right. So obviously, correct answer there will be option B. So the pancreas is just located just below. I told you just below the stomach. Now let us see. Okay, that's where we end. There are so many other questions on this application. Ensure you go to the application, download it from Play Store. If you want it for your laptop, also send a message to this number on WhatsApp 09121515246 and we'll send you the download link for laptop. Okay, so please keep enjoying yourself, keep studying. All right, I'll see you in the next one. My name is Master T and I'm the commander of the O3 Schools Army. See you in the next one.